Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Tellman and Fellman Show. My name is Harris Fellman, and to my right or left, I don't know what it is. It's
Tellman Knutson. How's it going, everybody? And we have special guest Paul Hoffman. Are we on episode 20 or 21?
21. 21.
Wow.
21. Paul Hoffman. Welcome.
Thank you. Welcome. Thank you. Thank you. I love you two guys. I haven't seen you in person in a long time, but I do have history with both of you.
That's right.
Yeah, remind me of our history because I'm old enough that I forget.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
You still look like we met at some event somewhere, Harris. It might have been either a Harvecker event. It could have been traffic and conversions. Any kind of internet marketing thing.
It'd be traffic and conversions. I haven't been to a T. Harvecker event.
Right. Yeah. And that's how I got started in the biz with good old T. Harv. But
we should talk about that.
yes, we will. But I think that's where I met you. And of course, Tellman, you and I met at a Bill Harris, may he rest in peace. Bill.
That's right. Bill Harris and Brad Anton.
Right.
Like a marketer.
Right. And I remember you were sitting behind me in this event, and we were talking about emailing and list building and so forth and so on. And you introduced yourself as Tellman Knutson, and I, like a light went off in my head because I was new to the business. I had just met Bill, and kind of Bill had done a promotion for me. Actually, if you remember The Secret, right? And Bill did this thing, which was, I think, Secrets of the Secret, something like that. It was some kind of a freak thing that he came up with. But he called me up and said, "Hey, listen, can I use one of your success songs as a giveaway for this free thing we're doing?" I said, I had no idea what the hell that meant because I was new in the biz. I said, absolutely. So he set up a page, gave him a song, and
hold on. I want to say, like, Bill Harris. If you guys don't know Bill Harris of Centerpoint and Brad Anton, like, yep, who was Bill's marketing brain for a long time. Ran Centerpoint Research Institute, and they were not the earliest pioneer of the technology, but they were the greatest promoters of the technology of binaural beats, brainwave entrainment frequencies to entrain your brain to specific frequency combinations to achieve transcendent states, and it works like magic. I studied this stuff in college.
They also mixed in subliminal messaging, which a lot of not too many of them do that nowadays. But like HemiSync is another one that
I went to the Monroe Institute that started HemiSync and did a apprenticeship kind of research project in college.
Oh wow!
I was studying this stuff.
I'd love to talk to you about that sometime. I'm really into binaural beats. I still listen to HemiSync. It's one of the best binaural beat systems. I have HoloSync app, which, like I said, it has a subliminal on it, but they were really, and you could, I don't know if you remember, but back then you could do personalized subliminal messaging on the HoloSync DVD that they would send you. So
HoloSync was Centerpoint's technology, right?
Which is Bill Harris, which is So Paul, were you at a HoloSync or a Centerpoint event, or you were somewhere else?
No, and I have a binaural beat technology we can get into later, where I take binaural beat, heartbeat, and breathing patterns. I call it multivariant resonant technology, but we can get into that as well. So I'm in that whole world too, but I'm not a scientist. Anyway, so Bill was doing this event. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I got my Leonardo da Vinci stuff on. So we're at this event, and this guy behind me stands up. The guy over here on my left, Mr. Knutson there, stands up and says, "Hi, my name is Tellman Knutson." And under my breath, I said, "You gotta be freaking kidding me." Because I'm getting, I don't know how many emails a day from this guy. And I don't know anything about this world. I'm new and fresh into this world. Bill invited me as his guest to come to this thing. And I'm a learner, right? So after, I think one of the breaks, we introduced ourselves, and then years later, right, when we were both at a Mind Valley retreat in Malaysia. That's right. And I was one of Mind Valley's top-selling authors. Okay, so I created their meditation platform called Om Harmonics, which was the name Vision came up with. I didn't come up with that, but it was all my binaural beat technology and all the music I write. right?
When you say Vision, you're meaning your city. You're talking about Vision Lakhani, the owner of Mind Valley.
Yes, right. And so so as I said, I became one of their top-selling authors with this meditation platform. And of course, Vision is kind of an expert in the meditation field. I mean, he started with the Silva method, as you know, and so forth. So it's me, Tellman, Jim Quick, Michael Drew, and Craig Hanley. Those are the 5 folks that were over there at this corporate retreat.
But then there were also a whole bunch of Mind Valley employees.
Well, it was a corporate retreat.
Right. It was an annual retreat.
Right. And Jody was there and the kids were there. Yep. And I think I still have some pictures somewhere about that.
What were you guys doing there? Why were you at the corporate retreat?
Well, what Vision would do is, and maybe he still does this, I don't know, but every year he would invite half a dozen of his best strategic partners that he was working with at the time that he wanted to develop deeper relationships with to come to the annual retreat as kind of like a free vacation.
Did you have a product with him, Tellman, or did he just know you through your internet marketing, digital marketing?
We created some mascots for Mind Valley, and we also wrote some sales videos for Mind Valley. As a matter of fact, we wrote a sales video in the bus driving around the tea plantations for Sean Stevenson. In the bus, we wrote the whole sales video, while we were driving through the mountains.
Right, because Alex Catoni, who you both know, right, from Copy Posse. Alex worked in Mind Valley at the time, and she was in charge of the Sean Stevenson launch.
Right. Now, Sean married me and Jody both on Necker Island and in our backyard officially later, right?
Oh, wow. Yeah. I went to Sean's wedding.
Yep.
And so we ended up, so the launch wasn't going well for them. And so
the launch was kind of bombing. Yep.
So I'm now watching Tellman try to save the launch, as he mentioned, on the bus with Alex Catoni. It was hilarious.
Back roads, one lane,
right?
No power, no running water. We're hanging out in these villages, and we're looking at how the tea is made, and trying not to step on snakes or whatever.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. That was a wild trip, and then we did it. We totally turned the launch around.
You remember the cave we went into with all the snakes at the beginning and the monkeys and stuff?
Oh, man.
You remember that? I have all those pictures. But the point of
at the beginning of this, I was happy that I was jealous that I missed this type of event. But now, as you talk about monkeys and snakes in a cave, I'm okay.
I have more that I can tell you about this trip.
Yeah, you would.
I did put 2 pictures of you with a snake up on our page, our sales page, Tellman. So
nice. I love it. Well,
the
reason I bring the story up is because of as I'm getting to know Tellman a little better, because I'm spending a week and change with him in Malaysia, I remember we were having like a breakfast or something, and I can't remember what it was. And I decided I was going to ask him a couple of questions about emailing. Because as I said to you, when I met him at the Bills event, it was like, why does this guy email so much? Oh my God, I get more freaking emails from this guy. I don't know what the fuck to do about it. Excuse my language. So anyway, so I said
Bill and Brad were very anti-email every day. I remember Brad Anton was like, you guys mail your list way too much, guys. And we're like, no, we don't.
Yeah, but Harris, here's the kicker. So I said to Tellman, I said, listen, Tellman, I don't know what, but I got to ask you this question. Why do you email so much? I get, I don't know, 3-4 emails a day from you. I said, I mean, aren't you worried? Because back then I was worried, of course, because I didn't know any better. Aren't you worried about unsubscribes? He said, no, man, if they don't want to be on my list, I don't want them on my list either. And then he said the aha moment, which was, Paul, let me ask you a question. Here's why I email so much. Do you talk to your wife once a week? And it's got like the light went off. It's like, oh, that's right. We're creating relationship. We're creating trust. We're creating the opportunity to be part of a family. So people want to hear from you if you're giving them stuff that up-levels their life. So then I understood why he emailed so much. And then I also understood the concept that I know he did a lot as well, which was he might send out the same email with a different subject line just to get the test results. So I learned a shitload from him on the whole concept of email, man, because, back then he was the list building guy, right? He was the guy. And so we had a bunch of fun in Malaysia. Again, I've learned a lot of stuff from Tellman on how to email and what to do and so forth and so on. And then we just had a great time the rest of the time. But he really got me to think differently, if you will, about emailing and marketing, and creating trust and creating relationships and really listening to your audience and really giving people what they want, because it's not about me. I am not my ideal client, right? It's not about me. It's about really who your list is and providing them with the information that will up level their life, and now for me, it's like the whole idea of being able to ask your list what they want. It's like a lot of people get into this thing, geez, I wonder what my list wants. Well, fucking ask them what they want. Excuse me. Send out an email and ask them what they want, right? But so many people are so like, I don't know if I should do that. Oh my God, blah, blah, blah. So anyway, that's my Tellman. That's my, to this day, I love this guy. Harris, you and I haven't spent as much time as I've spent with Tellman. But again, obviously when I met you, probably at TNC, like you said, I know that you and I did have some in-depth conversations about, how can we possibly support each other? Of course, I didn't follow through. I'll take responsibility for me. But when I saw that he was doing this thing with you, I'm going, boom, here you go. Nice. or boom, boom, as I like to say. Bring it all back to center. So anyway.
That's awesome.
Well, I guess just to kind of bring it all a little bit back together, especially for our audience as well, most people that we interview are directly in like direct marketing. Direct response marketing or digital marketing, internet marketing, copywriting, email, blah, blah, blah. You're really more on the personal development field. And self growth, personal development, and you've learned to use online marketing for your business. I find that a lot of people in that field, they're further away from understanding that world, me and Tellman's world than people in our market, of course. And that might be where we ended up having probably if we met at Traffic and Conversion. I have a company called Traffic for Me. We have a lot of internet marketing traffic, and we have a little bit of personal development traffic, but usually the people that buy the personal development traffic don't know how to monetize it very well. So then it's basically become a smaller part of my industry, not because it's actually better quality traffic than my IM traffic, but it lands on pages that they don't know what to do with it. And it's more, so not that would be the case with you, but that's probably also, if you say it was on you, I doubt it completely. I probably followed up with you a couple times and then, I don't follow up too hard on the personal development people because it can only go so far, but it sounds like you a bit know what you're doing
I like to think I do. Okay. Yeah. But I also like to hang out with people smarter than me. I do. Harris, you still have the 818 number?
Yep.
Okay, good. So so you're right there. My phone right there.
Don't show it on camera. No,
I didn't, bro. No. But yeah. So the whole idea. So again, I am in the personal development world, but again, just for the purpose of this conversation, I'm one of those kind of guys that likes to create his own language. Okay. Sometimes it works for me. Sometimes it doesn't. So I don't call myself. I don't say I'm in a personal development. I call myself a personal discovery architect. Okay. I'm not a coach. I'm not a trainer. I'm not a teacher because there's a million of those. Okay. I don't call meditation. I call it tuning in. Okay. So I'm always trying to reframe things so that I can at least hopefully step into my uniqueness. And that's kind of how I work in my marketing and so forth and so on. But the personal discovery architect is the kind of thing I just came up with it one day. And there's another Tellman story I'm going to tell right after this, which is another thing I did based on him, which was, so being a personal discovery architect, when I say that to people go, what's that? So it's really a conversation piece. Pattern interrupt and boom, now I'm in a conversation, right? But my whole thing is if you want to develop something in your life, because I work in the whole world of habits and behavior and patterns and triggers and all that kind of stuff that's taking you away from what it is you want to do in your life, okay? Because you have a unique frequency. The three of us here are like the Three Stooges, if you will. Remember the Three Stooges? Okay. We were funny, and they were funny. but everybody has a unique frequency, and unfortunately, a lot of people in marketing and in everyday life are trying to live their life through somebody else's interpretation of who they should be, if you will, as opposed to stepping into who you are.
I think
and owning it.
Everybody's doing that most of the time, and the struggle is to them like just really embody who you know and stand for who you really are, rather than chasing after approval from other people all the time. Right?
Absolutely,
that's the kicker.
Absolutely.
If everybody did that, the divorce rate would be even higher.
Maybe, or maybe people
or maybe
would
not,
or maybe they would actually love and care for themselves and being so emotionally needy all the time.
Absolutely.
You know, there's that too.
And the other quick Tellman thing, I got to just get this in, is so I came up with this thing where I my little sign off on all the things I do is boom boom. Okay, so people go, so what's boom boom? Boom boom is just what it is. It is what it is. But the truth of why I came up with boom boom is because of Shambhala. Shambambo, I'm sorry. So every time I'd see that on his emails or any correspondence or whatever, one day, man, I'm saying to myself, you know what? I need my own Shambambo.
The sign off.
And boom, I came up with boom boom.
Yeah.
So thank you for that, Tom.
Mine, what happened?
Paul, just so you know, you are frozen for us right now. So Harris and I are going to keep talking. This is a really good look for you, by the way, Paul. No, I'm going to go ahead and.
Oh, that's what happens when you say Shabambo on the show.
I just went to see the new Beetlejuice movie last night with my kids. It was my son's 18th birthday, and is Paul still frozen? He's still totally frozen. Here, I'll just take you off stage, Paul, so you're not quite so embarrassed. And then as soon as you come back in, we'll add you back to the stage. And if you can hear us, then that's cool.
You should kick him out completely to make sure he knows. Well, I mean, he's got to know by now because we're probably frozen to him.
No, I'm not gonna kick him out completely yet. I think he'll figure it out. Let me. Oh wait, there's something in the private chat here. Oh, leave and come back. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So Shabambo, for those of you that don't know, so Shabambo is my email sign off. And so instead of saying sincerely or to your success or whatever other like canned standardized thing. What's that?
All the best.
Yeah. I learned how to read with comic books. I was a really slow reader. I was in like remedial reading classes as a kid. I had to have tutors after school, like, and all summer, a few summers, it sucked. I was a really slow reader, and then I found comic books. So the word.
So your sign off is Shabambo for all this time. Your email sign off has been Shabambo.
Yeah, but the reason for it is, I started reading with comic books.
You made the word up, or is it a word that you found in a comic book?
And I lean Marvel. I lean toward Marvel comic books. Mm-hmm. And of course, in the early 80s, Stan Lee was like going full steam. And he regularly had Stan's soapbox in the back of the Marvel comics, where he would have a column and he would write a personal letter in response to all the fan mail that came in and all that kind of stuff. And what ended up happening, maybe I got something here. What's going on? I think I just got a message on Facebook here.
For those of you asking, this is the Constellations jacket from Oppo Suits, OPPOSUITS. I feel like it picks up the gray and black of my beard really nicely as well. So I wore this yesterday to the. I'm just talking here because I'm waiting for Tellman to come back. But I'm back. Wow, what a spiffy jacket Harris is wearing. I wore it to the Magic Circle. But anyway,
Shabambo. We should talk about the Magic Circle. So anyway, here's the point. Stan Lee.
Long story.
Basically, Stan Lee taught me how to read, and he would sign off at the end of his columns in the back of the Marvel Comics, Excelsior.
Ah, nice.
And interestingly, Excelsior is actually a word that has something to do with like packing, like it's a packing material, like and he used Excelsior, and I thought it was the coolest thing. And so later on, as I was thinking about sign-offs at one point,
yes, wood shavings. What a great word! What a great word for
wood shavings. Is that what it is? Yeah. And so what was really interesting is I was working on Run Tellman Run in 2008 and trying to come up with how I was going to make Run Tellman Run a like buzzworthy thing. And I knew I was going to run across America, and I knew I was going to raise money for homeless youth, but I knew I wasn't going to be the fastest, and I knew I wasn't whatever. So I was trying to make it newsworthy, and I talked to my old running partner from high school, and he had this like tragic accident, and the way he healed from it was running barefoot. And when he told me that, the light turned on in my head, and I was walking up the stairs in the Tell Mansion, and I was like, Shabambo! For whatever reason, it came out, and it was the first time I had ever thought of the word. It just kind of came out of my mouth, and then I started using that as my email sign off, and then often on social media, I'll say Shabambo when somebody does something as a comment, like when it's like, so it's a personal exclamation. And I did not know that Paul's boom boom, which he says all the time, was as a result of Shabambo. I didn't know that.
Oh, really? Yeah. That's cool. That's cool.
So
response to Shabambo.
So Paul.
Mine is Namaste, motherfuckers, but I can't sign off on that.
You could.
I could, but I found that, you know, as much as we don't mind cursing, and 90% of the people that don't mind it, some people get offended if you.
What's up with that?
You're back, Paul. How's it going?
Can you hear me?
We've been channeling Paul Seymour Hoffman, and it didn't work out. So we got the better version, Paul Hoffman. Here he is. He's back.
Can you guys hear me?
We hear you. Can you hear us?
You can't hear us, can you? Okay. Well, maybe he'll be able to hear us soon.
Is his hair real? Is that real hair?
Paul, can you hear us?
I'm here, but you guys.
We can hear you. We can hear you.
Not looking at you.
You're not looking at the screen.
You can see.
So here's what I'm going to do.
I can type to him.
Yeah.
Oh, he's gone again.
Yeah. So Paul, I removed you from the stage. Why do you want to type? Paul, just give me a thumbs up when you can hear us. Can you hear us, Paul?
I can't see him.
Can you hear us? Give us a thumbs up. No beans.
I don't want to offend him, but is his hair real? Because it looks like it's a wig.
It's real. It's definitely
okay.
Real.
So I can ask him.
You can ask. It's an interview.
So much hair. So much. I've seen that wig. I've seen that wig, though. That's the thing.
I mean, I think it's real. I don't know. I mean, I've never asked Paul if his hair is real or not.
But he has cancer, and it's not real.
Paul, can you hear us? Are you frozen again? So what happened is Paul said his internet said, "Ooh, we have a new instance of Paul Hoffman joining us."
Ooh, true Paul Hoffman. Oh, maybe it's Paul Seymour Hoffman this time.
Can you?
Do you know who that is?
Can you hear us?
Finally, yes, I can.
Hey! Where are you calling in from? What island are you on, Paul Hoffman?
I'm on Marina Del Rey Island.
Okay, fair enough. You're on the outskirts of Los Angeles. That'll do it.
I mean, I have, it's just all of a sudden, and it's right here. Just crapped out. Sorry about that, gentlemen.
It's okay. It's okay. We can roll with it.
I bet you can.
Paris is a very important and possibly embarrassing.
It's not important. But yeah, I was saying we were trying to channel Paul Seymour Hoffman, and while you were gone. But why don't you have a middle name so that you're not confused with Paul Seymour Hoffman when you're in LA?
I have two middle names, Harris.
Ooh, what are they? Also, I'm Jewish, and we do like to count how many Jews we've had on the show. That last name is a giveaway, right?
Okay, so my mom was an Italian Catholic.
Okay.
My father was a German Jew.
Oh, a German Jew. So how'd that work?
Wow.
It just worked. I don't know how it worked, but that's.
But so you're technically not Jewish. You're half Jewish, but according to the Jews, you're not Jewish unless.
Well, whatever. I mean, I love the Jews. The thing I liked about being Jewish when I grew up was when I was going to school, I could take off both holidays, the Catholic holidays and the Jewish holidays.
Exactly. Yeah, me too. Yeah. Me too. My stepfather was Catholic, so
my middle name is Stephen, Paul Stephen. My confirmation name, right, is Michael, Paul Stephen Michael Hoffman.
Oh, I like that. I like either one.
If you added a "the" at the beginning, you'd be the Paul Stephen Michael Hoffman, and
right.
that would be that. Like that would be hard to forget.
Now that you bring that up, I'm going to give you my quick Harvecker story.
Yeah, please do.
Wait, I did have an important question first.
Yes.
Is that hair real?
Yes, it is, bro.
I mean, it's so much hair. It's
go to my Facebook page if you can right now and look at a post I did yesterday. Okay.
Oh, dude, you had some serious hair back in the day.
That's right.
I want to point out, like back probably in that era where you were writing jingles. Then you mentioned something about that. Paul wrote more jingles than this, I'm sure. But like, have you driven a Ford lately? That's Paul. That's Paul Hoffman, the jingle.
Have you driven a Ford lately? That's me, bro.
I remember talking to you now 15 years ago. Like, that makes me remember. I definitely talked to you.
Does it ring the bell?
I must have had an interview with you or something, because that.
I was one of the top jingle. It's crazy. I was one of the top jingle guys in New York. I did it out here too for about, I don't know, 15 years.
Paul,
maybe.
You know what would be really funny is if at the beginning of any time you get on video, you play one of the jingles that you.
Okay.
Or you might want to just do the "Have you driven a Ford lately" jingle, because that's so well known. But
is
play
it
some
still
more jingles? Like, it'll immediately create nostalgia. Like,
I think you should just make jingles.
Well, here's the funny thing, guys. Okay, so I stopped doing that because I'm very, very much in love with what I do now. But actually yesterday I got a call from somebody who I met at a Stefan Jorgi Copy Accelerator event, right? And about a year ago, and they asked me if I would write them a jingle. Now, I'm not interested in the jingle business anymore. I mean, I got a recording studio back there. I write all the music for my brain technology, right? And I write songs around the stuff that I do. And so I was at a event last Saturday, a week ago Saturday, called the Rad Fest, which was a biohacking event in Anaheim. And I walk around the corner and I see these two people who I saw at the Stefan Jorgi event, and they said, "Hey, would you write us a jingle?" And I said, I really don't do that anymore. They said, "Well, we really love you to do it." And so I priced myself out of contention purposely. Yeah. They called me yesterday and said, we'd love to do it with you. We don't care what it costs.
Okay, 25 grand.
A little more. So anyway, I'm working on the jingle for them. Anyway, Harvecker.
Nice. So whatever your number was, they said fine.
Yeah, and because I'm going to write them. I mean, you know Mike Fellman with Groove, right?
Yeah.
You know Mike Fellman. So I'm on Groove now. I'm moving over to Go High Level. But anyway, so Mike, who's a dear friend. No, he's cool. He's a dear friend. Mike will do anything for me. Okay. Vice versa. Same thing with you guys, right? I mean, we're friends, as opposed to how can I make money off you?
Right.
If we can make money, great. But we're friends and we support each other. Right. So Mike has always been in my corner. Always asked me to go on the Marketers Cruise. Have you ever been on a Marketers Cruise, Harris?
I haven't. And people are surprised that I haven't, because I was so in that world.
Right. And you've been on the Marketers?
No, I never did the cruise. Okay. I don't like cruises. I really genuinely.
Absolutely.
I don't like them at all.
Yeah. So Mike, every year after Flight Club, right? By the way, you got to call Glenn. Remember,
I reached out to Glenn. And we went back and forth. We just didn't schedule a call yet. But
okay, good. Make sure
to be on this show. Yeah.
Make sure you do that.
Well, I mean, I've done a bunch of business with Glenn, and
he should be on this. He should be on this show. Him and I have a history as well.
Good. Okay, so anyway, you guys should do that. So every year Mike would say to me, "Hey, coming on the Marketers Cruise," and I'd say the same thing. Mike, I hate cruises. I've been on one cruise in my life. It was called the Gratitude Cruise, and the only reason I went on it was I spoke on it. Okay, and so finally, 5 years ago, after Flight Club, Mike says, "Hey, you coming on the cruise?" I said, "Mike," he said, "Hold on, man. We're leaving from Long Beach. Now that's an Uber ride for me, as opposed to going to Miami." I went on the cruise, and that's where I met my girlfriend, and we've been living together now almost 6 years.
All right.
Okay. I want a girlfriend. I want a girlfriend. I'm recently separated.
Yeah. Okay. I'll see what I can do for you, bro. Okay.
No, take yours. I'll just take yours. No, I'm just kidding. So tell us about T. Harbecker.
I met T. Harbecker at my spiritual center, which I used to be on the board of directors of, Agape, Michael Beckwith's church. So Harv invites me to come to his Millionaire Mind Intensive. This is probably 12 years ago. I'd never been anything like that in my life, okay? So I go to this Millionaire Mind Intensive, and there's 5,000 people jumping up and down, and Harv's teaching about how to change your money blueprint, because we all know here.
Yes or yes guy, right?
Yes. Yes or yes. And then so Harv, because we all know that how you think is how you believe, and everything in your life is created by some thought that you have, which is what I call your mind state. Because I say your mind state creates your mindset. Anyway, I go to this event. It's in Laguna Beach, and 3 days, man. And this guy's talking about how to change your money blueprint and blah 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 blah. So after the event, he comes up to me and says, "So what'd you think?" I said, "Harv, you're a great teacher. Your music sucks." He said, "What do you mean my music sucks?" I said, "Well, you seem to play every cliched money song out there to fit into your principles. You and all these other guys that do what you do, you don't pay for any of it. You don't do BMI or ASCAP. Okay. So, when you play, Pink Floyd's Money, for instance, who do you think people think of? You or Pink Floyd? I was Pink Floyd's tour manager when I was 23 years old. Really? I traveled around the world with Pink Floyd for 2 years. Okay. I was their tour manager. Before them was Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Okay. So I was in that whole world accidentally, and we can get into that later. Anyway, so he said, "Well, yeah, so my music sucks. What am I going to do about that?" His attitude, right? And I said, "Well, how about this? Why don't I write you a song?" So I wrote him a song called "I've Got a Millionaire Mind." Now, he would say probably 100 times over the weekend, turn to your neighbor and give him a high five and say, "I've got a millionaire mind." So I wrote a song called "I've Got a Millionaire Mind." Sang it live a month later. He comes up to me after that and says, "Can you write songs for all my courses?" And I gave him my only negotiating tactic that I still use today, which is the following: if the deal's right, I can do anything. So we made a deal. We went up to his hotel room. We talked about what it can do. Can you write songs for all my courses? I said, "Harv, listen, before I get into this, can you tell me," because he called himself the Harbecker. I said,
T. Harbecker. T. Harbecker.
T. Harbecker. No,
I'm sorry. But the T stands for the.
Yeah, that's what I asked him. Thank you, Tellman, for reminding me. I said, "Harv, what does the T stand for?" He said, "the." And I said to him, "Harv, you got balls, bro." Right? And so we created this agreement. I've written 16 songs for him for all his courses. And then Jack Canfield called me out of the blue. And I didn't know Jack. I knew Mark Victor Hansen and Robert Allen a lot because of what they were doing. And so Jack says, Hey, Paul, it's Jack Canfield. I heard Harbecker got a song. How do I get one? So now I think I'm onto something here. Okay. So Harv, and then Brendan Burchard and Lisa Nichols and Chris and Janet Atwood and Alex Mann, and the list goes on. So I created this company called Success Songs. So okay. I write these songs that change your mind states, behaviors, and beliefs. So you hear HEAR, hear life from a higher vibration. That's my low ticket item. It's $33. I give you 37 songs. And the songs, when I first wrote them, they were just the music and lyrics. But then after I created the MRT, multivariant resonant technology, which I use in my binaural beats, I then remixed all the songs and added the MRT technology into it. So the messages get deeper into your subconscious mind.
All right, let's actually talk about this, okay? Because this is something that I'm very interested in, and Tellman, at least, I think you're interested in, but have knowledge about. So you just kind of stumbled into you've just stumbled into a conversation here about like what you do. Like I was going to ask you, well, what is it that you do? So this is at least one of the things that you do. You have,
one of the things.
Yeah. So you have a low ticket offer for 37 songs, or is that
$33? Yeah, 37. Yeah, I give you 30. I give you 33, but I give you 4 extra songs as a bonus.
Okay. So what happened in this conversation though is you went from you were creating custom songs for Harv and Brendan Burchard, and then all of a sudden you're selling a suite of 30 plus songs for a low ticket. That's to customers, right?
Yes.
That's not a custom thing. Okay, because I got a little, it kind of got to that really fast in the conversation. So I just want to make sure I understand that. So basically your sales funnel is you have a low ticket catalog of songs that you sell, and it's just the words. There's no binaural. It's the words and songs. It's a song, as if I got a.
It's music and lyrics.
Music and lyrics. I download. I've got an album, and I don't know. Do you have a? You were saying that you were on Groove and that you're going to go on High Level. So I'm presuming you have some sort of funnel.
I do.
So after they buy this song, so this is a marketing call. So let's talk marketing.
Absolutely.
After they buy the album, you present to them a one-time offer, an upsell of some sort?
Yes, I do. So I get them into the funnel by giving away 2 free songs, Harris. So if you go to successsongs.com, you get 2 free songs. You get the song.
Successsongs.com, Tellman.
Successsongs.com. SUCCESS.
You want me to send people there right now?
If you want to. SUCCESSSONGS, successsongs.com. So you download 2 free songs, you get into the funnel. Obviously, there's a prospect sequence. There's, I think there's 7 or 10 emails in that. Okay. Another thing about, and here's another genius that Tellman kind of got me to do it after I resisted for a while. Okay.
Yeah.
Which was
years.
What?
2 years.
This live stream is that. So keep going. And I can relate, Paul. I can relate.
So Tellman got me. So I also write this thing every day called Good Morning, Great Day. I'm not trying to diverse, but that's another one of my products. Anyway, so I would tell that to Tellman. He said, well, that's great, man. That's really good you're doing that. Is there an offer in your email every day? And I said, no. Why would I put an offer in my email every day? He said, well, why wouldn't you put an offer in your email every day? Don't you want people to possibly buy your stuff and want more of it, or whatever that conversation was? I said, absolutely. But I don't think that, personally, I'm not doing offers every day because I just didn't think that that's the way to do it, if you will. Okay. But what I've taken is I've taken his concepts and used them a little bit differently. So I might do an offer, Harris, like the 3rd email. Okay. So the first email is here. Thanks for taking the songs. Second email. Hey, how's it working for you? Here's a couple of suggestions how it could be better for you, if you will. Help them use the songs, move them down. The third one might be, hey, would you like to learn more and maybe experience more of Success Songs? And that I might drop a thing there. Then I might do a testimonial in the next email or whatever it is. But by the time you get to the 7 to 10 emails, there's probably 2 or 3 times I'm asking you to buy something. Okay. So from Success Songs, and I have another lower ticket item before that, which I'm now putting back into the funnel, and it's a $14.97, and it's called the 14-day habit reframe. Okay, it's all about reframing your habit in 14 days. I know they say 21 days. I don't believe any of that shit. If you want to change a habit, you can fucking change the habit now. Yeah. You just got to decide to do it. Okay, right, stop waiting for shit and making excuses.
Let's go back to the actual funnel that I want to talk about.
Yes, sir.
You've gone down to the autoresponder sequence and then some other products. But I'm on your page, successsongs.com. I just opted in for free.
Okay.
And then you give me the downloads right on the page, which I'm not sure I love it being in front of the offer, but and then still at least on the same page you offer them for $33 to get more. That's fine. What I would probably want you to test, or maybe you've tested it, would be, hey, I've sent you what you got for free in your email, but while I've got you here right now, I have a one-time offer for you. So they only have one thing to do, because what's happening right now is you have to remember that this page, after they opt in, after you've ethically bribed them, that page is it's the only page that that almost 100% of the people will see. And this is something that Tellman also taught me many years ago, but maybe he didn't say it quite that way. But this is
yeah, pretty much. Yeah,
it's the only page that they'll see 100%. And what you've done is you split their attention by saying, "Hey, listen to the songs right now, and if you want to give me some money, give me some money." And it's not even about give me some money. If you want to exchange money for value, here's a great opportunity to do that, because you can literally say, "This is the only time I'm never gonna that I know that I have everybody's attention." I wouldn't do that, but anyway, I'm just saying you could literally say that that's the reason that you're offering it to them, and I have done that before. And then, so I would take off I would take off the songs and have it delivered via email and say, check your email, it's there. And then if you'd like even more, I've got a really special offer for you right now. Boom. Now I go to the special offer, I click it. Right now, I have a question.
Hold the phone. I need to add something to this. Don't be in such a rush. Check it out. So, Paul.
Yes, sir.
This would work like freaking gangbusters. So, the thank you page.
Yes.
Should have a video. Maybe a sales letter too.
No, a video, bro. A
video of you. Okay.
Yep.
Headshot.
Just like this.
What is your most popular song?
Mine?
Yeah.
Well, the one I like
of these.
Yeah. It's
not
probably
the one that you like best. What's the most popular one that people like best?
It's one of the ones I give away, which is Stronger Every Day No Matter What, which I wrote for Lisa Nichols.
Good. So have that playing quietly in the background.
Mm-hmm.
My name's Paul Hoffman. I used to be a jingle guy. Have you driven a Ford lately? If you feel like bringing that up, but this is a song I wrote. What you're listening to in the background here, just take a moment. Is the song I wrote for Lisa Nichols, and tell a little bit about the story about it, right?
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
And that's your pattern interrupt. That leads you into your whole sales pitch, and then you're like, so what's going to happen? So anyway, you have an email on its way to you. You're going to get what and it's going to bring you to the free song vault or whatever you're going to do. But while you're waiting, you're going to see. It's from successsongs.com or from Paul Hoffman. It's from this email address. It has this subject line, but email takes a few minutes to arrive. So while you're waiting, we've done something really, really, really cool that I think you're going to love. And then, and then basically go into your offer.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Okay. I like that idea. Thank you for that. Thank you. I like that.
Because that gives them a little hit of the music, which is what they wanted in the first place.
And they get to see me.
Yep, and the pitch.
We don't even know your current numbers, but I know we know for a fact that this will improve them drastically.
Right. Right. And by the way, thank you for confirming, because one of the things I'm working on now, so I'm moving everything over, as we said, so that gives me an opportunity to really dive deep and look at things. Okay, is to put a video on those pages. Okay, because I'm pretty good on video. I'm pretty able to not ethically get people to understand that, whatever. So that's good. So from the success song offer, so before the offer, I was going to say, of course, you're talking funnels, is this $14.97 offer, which is, that's
not in this funnel. That's not in this funnel.
It will go into this funnel is what I'm saying. So there's a success song. But the reason I wanted to bring this up is only because, you know how everybody talks about tripwires?
Yeah.
So when somebody told me about somebody asked me a question, what's your tripwire? I said, tripwire? I said, I'm not interested in tripping anybody. Okay, that was where I came from. So I didn't like the language.
Yeah.
So what I call my $14.97 offer, the habit offer, is I call it a success appetizer.
I remember when they used to call opt-in pages and squeeze pages flycatcher pages.
That's before my time, anyway. So, and then from the success songs, Harris. So you do that, and then the upsell out of that is my brain technology, which is called sculptations, because everything I do is about sculpting your life. Okay, so you're already a masterpiece, but you forgot you were a masterpiece. So everything that I do is about getting back to understanding that you get to sculpt the masterpiece known as you, because there's nobody like you.
So wait, right? I want to before we get into that, I want to get back to the thing that we're still on the front end. So right now you have a free opt-in. By the way, you could make the free opt-in into a $5 where you give them 2 songs. You don't. That could be your success. What did you call it?
Success appetizer.
Your success appetizer. That could be your appetizer. $5 for the 2 songs, and then you go to this. You can still do the free opt-in, and then on
you
this
can do the success song Poo Poo Platter.
Success on Poo Poo Platter?
That's right.
Okay. So
what is that, Tellman?
A Poo Poo Platter is a.
I know what a Poo Poo Platter is.
I'm just like, it's a bad joke, Paul.
Oh, okay, great.
Really
anyway,
okay, good.
So once they click that they want to buy the $33 album, it goes to ClickBank. Does ClickBank have the opportunity, the availability to do a bump? So where you could just do a little add-on?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's a really easy upsell. And by the way, the reason I also ask, I have an ulterior motive. I'm doing consulting for Warrior Plus, and we do have that ability. And I would like to talk to you offline about getting success songs with high level is fine onto Warrior Plus. They charge a lower fee. This could be there's nothing like it on Warrior Plus, but they are the perfect audience for it.
I appreciate that.
It's rare that I've never said that to anybody, actually, as of right now. I've never said, hey, this is a perfect fit for Warrior Plus, but nobody has anything like this. This is very, obviously, it's very unique and original.
Yes,
but it's perfect for people that are, digital marketers trying to be affiliate marketers. That's what that world is.
Absolutely.
So anyway, Warrior Plus or not Warrior Plus, basically you can do free opt-in or $5 product, which I would recommend, because then you can get more affiliates because you can give them 100% of the $5.
Mm-hmm.
Then they go to your $33 offer, and on your $33 offer page, you just have a little check mark, $14.95 for the thing that you were talking about that you wanted to make. You don't need that to be your tripwire. It's a little bit of a disconnect from the songs. Right now, you have a really direct connection from you just got 2 songs for $5. Now you want 37 songs for $33 or whatever, 33 songs for $33. And then when they get there, now it makes sense to add on this success. And by the way, you can mix and match all of this and test it around.
Yeah.
Especially once you're, hopefully once you're in high level and you have somebody that's doing that for you.
I do.
You'll be able to mix and match really easily.
I'm not. I have a call every week with ClickBank. Okay, so they're really in my corner. I'm in their corner. I love those guys. But I hear what you're saying. Thank you for that. I really think that's a great idea.
So then you go to is it the songs again? But now you're infusing it with the brain technology.
No. Now, so the next product is $97. That's my brain technology.
Great.
Okay. And it's actually binaural beat technology. And again, I call it sculptations. So it's got the MRT technology in it, which is my version of binaural beat. It's heartbeat, breathing patterns, and it's heartbeat, breathing, and binaural beats. I put those together, and I actually created it with my good friend you both know very well, Paul Sheely, because I've done sound healing courses with Paul for learning strategies. Okay. So Paul and I came up with this technology, and I write this really cool music to it. I do it in 9 different areas of life. I do them in 30, 15, 10, and 5-minute versions, because the biggest pushback that everybody has when you ask them to do something is, oh, I don't have time to do that. So if you don't have 30 minutes to change your life, then with all due respect, you're not interested in changing your life. Okay. Okay. However, if you listen to one of these things for 5 minutes, it will change your brain state. Okay. It will absolutely change your mind state. So I got the music that I write. It's really, really cool. And I'll send you some of this stuff. Okay. Tellman, actually, I did a product with, I helped Tellman. Remember when you did the hypnosis thing, bro? Mm-hmm. And I did you used some of my music behind your hypnosis stuff. You did a little bit. Yeah, the brain stuff. And so I think even you did one with Richard Branson you might have done one with. I can't remember because I still have all that stuff on my computer.
I recorded some hypnosis sessions on Branson's island, but I didn't do a session with Branson.
Yeah, but I think you did a product. Anyway, it doesn't matter. But I know I have it anyway. So I write this really cool music to it, which is very sensual, evocative, and again I call it tuning in. But I do this process over it, which I call mind sculpting. So it's my version of visualization, if you will. And I basically take people through a journey.
So is it the guided meditation with
It's a
you?
guided meditation with the binaural beat and the music and so forth. Okay. So it's guided. Okay. And I sell it both as guided and also just the music and the technology. Because some people
you get that for 97. You get
$97 in 9 different areas of life. Good morning, great day, sharper focus, the advanced millionaire mind state, creativity and inspiration, love and intimacy, rest and relaxation, and on and on and on. And the last one is good night, sweet dreams. So that all goes out. Okay. So that's the next incarnation, the next thing. And what I do is I relate the success songs to it, because if you for instance, the good morning great day sculptation, the accompanying song to that is stronger every day no matter what. So I give one of my songs as a support for whatever the sculptation that you're doing. Okay, so that's the next move. Then from there, I go into a $397 product called Day Sculpting, which is a product that I created with Mind Valley. Okay, because Vision wanted to create this product with me. He said, "I love this Good Morning," because it's all based on my Good Morning Great Day stuff. He said, "I love this thing. Can we make a product out of it?" I said, "Absolutely." So we made a product. We did a launch. It didn't do as well as he would have liked. Okay, which I understand. It's kind of like Sean Stevenson. It didn't do as well as they liked.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, no, I mean,
whatever.
80-20, you know what I mean? Like,
yeah. And I said, "Okay, great." He said, "Well, I'd really like to try it again." And I said, "You know what, man? Here's what I think. Because I think why don't I just take the product back, the Day Sculpting product back, and we'll do something else somewhere else." So I've taken that back, recreated it, and now I'm rebuilding it. Okay, because I've really come up with a whole different philosophy on it, because I'm now creating this course called Good Morning Great Day, which is how to teach people how to create a morning ritual. And part of the morning ritual is listening to a success song and doing a sculptation, as well as all these other things that I do.
Right.
Okay, so that's how it's kind of flowing from there. And then, now I should add that what I'm doing is, now I'm not a big proponent of quizzes, guys. Okay, I know they work though, but I just don't like quizzes. So our good friend, Glenn Ledwell, who the front end of his whole thing forever has been a quiz.
Yeah.
So Glenn always says to me, "Mate, you need to do a quiz." And I go, "Glenn, I hate quizzes." He said, "I don't care if you hate them or not. The quiz is not for you." Right? I said, I get it. So I've now built a quiz. Okay? I built a quiz. It should hopefully launch as soon as I get onto Go High Level. It's about 30 days, but is that how long it's going to take to move all my shit over, if you will. So the quiz is called the Bust Your Resistance Quiz. And I am branding this concept. So you know how everybody does quizzes and they call them like, limiting beliefs and whatever fuck they call this shit, okay? I call it mind traps. MIND, mind traps. So I'm branding this concept called mind traps. There's 10 mind traps I've identified. Everybody's got them.
You don't mind trapping people, but you don't like tripping people.
I want to get you out of your mind traps that are trapping
out of your mind trap. Got you. Okay. So he's frozen again.
Send you guys a link to it when we hang up. So the quiz is really, so I basically have you answer these questions in 4 different areas of life: money, confidence, relationship, and ideal weight and health. Those are the 4 areas of the quiz. Most people are going to take the money one because that's what most people want.
Wait. You're back onto the front of another funnel. So after the $97.
No, this is going to be my lead gen.
Yeah, I know, but you're back on the beginning of another funnel now. We're still talking about the back here. So after the $97, is there any more? Is there any more upsells?
Yeah, 297 Day Sculpting.
Okay.
Day Sculpting course. Okay. Then it jumps to $1997, right?
Uh-huh.
Which is a course called the 12 Dimensions to Sculpting the Masterpiece Known as You.
Okay, and then how is that sold? Is that sold like just online?
That's the offer. That's the offer that I'm offering after you take the quiz. Okay.
Wait, you're jumping from the quiz straight to a 2000?
Okay, so guys, everybody back up. So Harris is just focused on the funnel that exists right now, Paul.
Absolutely. So
you're going into like the quiz and the other stuff that you're working on.
Yeah, the only reason I bring the quiz up and just so we can close that loop is the only reason I bring the quiz up is because you're no longer going to go to, you can still go to Sculptations or Success Songs and get something free, but the quiz is going to get you into the funnel is where I'm coming from. So that's the only reason I bring it up. So we don't need to talk about it anymore. Okay. Cool. Then from the $1997 offer, there's there's one in between Day Sculpting and the 1997, which is called Good Morning Great Day, which is the offer I'm building about how to create a morning ritual. Because I believe personally that how you start your day determines your day. And if you don't get up in the morning and start your day in a powerful way, excuse my language, you're fucked. Okay. Right. And if the first thing you do in the morning is, that's my girlfriend and I at Burning Man. See that beautiful picture? If you start your day, the first thing you do is look at this, you're fucked. Because now you've given your power over to something outside of you. So I spend the first hour of my day on me. I have a very specific routine. I've done it for 20 years every morning. I spend the first hour of my day on me. Okay, so I set myself up. Now, is every day going to be a great day? Absolutely not. But at least I'm giving myself the opportunity.
Right.
Okay, so Good Morning Great Day will go in between Day Sculpting and the $1997 thing. Yeah. And then from there, Harris, I have two high ticket. I have a $25,000 group. It used to be a one-on-one. But I now make it a group. I call it pods. I get people into pods of 10. Okay, so if I get 20 people into it, which I don't have, but I'm going to have it. If I get 20 people into it, that would be 20 freaking phone calls. Oh my God! Because the way I do it is I spend a lot of time in this kind of stuff, right? So I mean, for 25,000, I talk to you once a week. Okay, I talk to you every morning for 5 minutes, 10 minutes at the most, to get you to move, and I'm like your accountability partner. Okay. And then you get to come and see me twice a year to talk about what you're doing, whiteboard your stuff, really dive deep into where you're at, and so forth. So instead of doing one-on-one 25, I put it into a pot of 10. So now I only got to do one call a week with 10 people. It's much easier for me, and much better, yeah. I believe, right? Yeah. And then after the 25, I have, and I don't have anybody. I did have 2 people into this. They've dropped out after a year, but I had a $100,000 offer, which is one-on-one, and it's kind of like the 25, but it's a little bit more involved, a little more touch points, a little more me, and so forth and so on. Yeah, and so that's that, and then just to throw this into the mix, because I know
this is extremely important, though. Like having a real $100,000 offer that people buy from you for a year of coaching takes some serious guts to do that in the first place. Yeah, you've been doing that for quite a few years, Paul.
Yeah, and it's not coaching; it's personal discovery. Let's get the language right, okay?
Thanks for the correction.
Yeah. Well, I correct everybody when they say to me, "Oh, you're a life coach." No, I'm not. I'm a personal discovery architect. Okay, go ahead.
in case you need some clarity. No, well, but other people have high-end offers as well up in that range and higher, but it's rare, right? People talk about having a high-level back end like that, but it's actually quite rare in my observation. Especially like a solopreneur, like a one-man. You're more or less a one-man show, right? So I mean that is such a valuable element to the reality of your funnel, is that you have something that's high level enough that if people really like your stuff and they really want to work with you, they can. Yep. And you don't need nearly as many people on the front end in order to make the business work when you have such a deep back end. So I just want to point that out, not just to you, because I don't have $100,000 program right now. Like when you mentioned that the other day, I've heard you say that before, but when you mentioned it the other day, I was like, why does Paul have $100,000 program and I don't have $100,000 program? I'm like,
Because you haven't decided to do it yet, Tellman.
Clearly, right? So
get off your ass and do it.
It's really cool, but it's also something that is taught at the higher level of direct response and encouraged. But most people don't ever take the plunge or have the guts to you're going to get a lot of no's.
Of
if
course.
you have a $100,000 program, most people aren't going to say yes to that. And I think
you're not selling it. It's just there. I mean, I don't think you're getting any no's. I think the people that know about it, he probably talks about it to the $25,000 people, and then if somebody's like, "Oh, I want one-on-one," I'm not selling it. They're like, "How can I get one-on-one with you?" He's like, "Well, I have a $100,000 program," and then also when you're on your $25,000 calls, you just like you did with us just now, you might mention something that happened on the 100,000. So there's like it's just I would think it's mostly just there. You're not really. He's going to call somebody and say, hey, you want to buy my $100,000 program, But it's the people that are already love it.
Look, Paul, when over the course of a year, how many times do you find yourself more or less pitching the $100,000 program? I realize that people are probably going to ask you about it, but still, how often do you pitch it, and how often do you hear yes, and how often do you hear no?
I probably pitch it to be totally transparent, I pitch it anytime I can pitch it. Okay.
All right.
Wherever the fuck I am, what do you do? What do you do, Paul? And I go through the litany of stuff that I do.
Right.
Okay. And then, that's the last thing I say. And I say, and of course, if you ever want to work one-on-one with the stuff that I do, which will definitely transform your life and blah, 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 blah. Right. Then if they're interested, I go into a little deeper. Now, as I said to you, I don't have anybody in it right now. Right. But I'm confident I will. Okay.
Right. And you've had this for how many years? Like at least 5, right?
Yeah, exactly. But I, to speak to what you said, I have finally, in the last year, I would say, gotten to the of a confidence level,
right,
to be able to say this is what I got, and not like to your point, Thelma, and not really be worried about people saying no, because what. People say no. Hello. Right. And the truth of the matter is, one of the things that I teach people or help people discover, if you will, is the opportunity to say no. Because most people say yes to everything.
Right.
Yeah.
And the more you say, so have you read Dan Martell's book?
No.
Okay. Buy back your time. It's called. You know who Dan Martell is?
Yeah, I do. I know who he is, but I don't know him.
I know him through Genius, because I was a Genius. Joe Polish's.
Yeah.
So amazing guy, right? Really smart about entrepreneurship, right? Yeah. Building businesses and so forth. And so Dan talks about the 10-80-10 rule, okay, which is basically you come up with something, okay, and it's a new idea, it's a new product, whatever it is. The first 10% of that program or that idea, whatever it might be, you do as the owner. You set it up because it's your vision. Right. So you're laying the foundation, if you will, and the groundwork. Okay. Yeah. The next 80% your team does.
Yeah.
And then you come back in at the last 10% and put your magic on it.
Makes sense.
And so if you can do that, then that frees you up, because the more time the three of us on this call have to focus in on what we're good at, and we should only do what we're good at, by the way. Right. To focus on what we're good at.
Classic Dan Sullivan, unique ability kind of stuff.
Right. The more money we make, because we're focused in on money-making opportunities.
Right.
As opposed to getting in fucking weeds and doing shit.
Right.
The most important word, I think, in business that I think three of us probably do somewhat well is delegate. Okay, most people don't delegate. I remember when I was in the jingle business, making millions of dollars, and a gig would come in. I had a good team working for me. Kathy Rooney, my assistant, she was awesome. Jeff, my sales guy, right, who I did the picture with on Facebook. Every time a gig would come in, I would do the budget, because I can do them really fast.
Right.
Kathy would say to me, "Let me do the budget." "No, Kathy, I can do it, man. Rather than teach you, let me just do it." Right. And then finally it was like, you know what, Kathy, I want you to sit down with me. Here's how we do the budget. I never did a budget again.
Right.
And maybe Kathy took 5 times as long as you, but how much time did you take to do it?
Right.
Well, exactly. But then all I did was, after Kathy did it, she said, Here's the budget. Have a look. Looks good. Send it. Now I'm focused on my creativity and getting business and talking to agency creatives and doing all the shit that I'm good at.
Right.
Right. And most people don't do that, man. Most people will, you know, I have a client now in the 25 range, part of one of the few that I have in that pod thing. And they're just like I was, man. Everything they do, they need to do everything. And I keep saying, you can't do everything. You got to just do what you do. All right. And so I'm trying to get them to understand that. But so anyway, it's a great book. Buy back your time. You should, if you get a chance, you should pick it up. Great read, great concepts, you know, really, really, really good stuff. And there's a great podcast. If you guys, you know who Lewis Howes is, right?
Yeah.
You know, so Lewis Howes and Dan did a great podcast.
Cool.
Around the book and so forth. So it's really, really good, well worth watching.
Nice.
Anyway, that's my story on that particular aspect, and I'm sticking with it. So
cool. Well, guys, you should go check out Paul's stuff at either Success.
Where do you want us to send people? Success Songs or somewhere else, Paul?
Send them to sculptingyourlife.com because you can go from there to everything else.
Sculptingyourlife.com. I want to give Paul an award for the most F-bombs of any interviewer that we've had so far. He said the F word more times, and I say it sometimes. So I'm not shaming you. I'm giving you the award for being free and being yourself.
And I have an F-bomb story I got to tell you. And Harris, you should reach out to me when you want to connect about the Warrior thing, okay?
Okay.
Sculptingyourlife.com. So you guys know who Jeff Hayes is?
Mm-mm.
So
is Jeff Hayes the fish guy?
No, Jeff Hayes is a documentary filmmaker. Lives in Utah. Okay, really amazing guy. Met him at Genius. He and I sat down at a table, and we got really close friends. And then he came up with this concept for an app for gratitude called Gratitap. All right, and so we've never really done it, okay, if you will, but we're trying to raise money. And do you know who Giovanni Marsico is? Archangel guy up from Canada, amazing guy as well. So Jeff and I are trying to raise money. So and Giovanni's kind of helping us. So we're getting on these investor calls, right? And so we're on these investor calls, and here's Paul Hoffman going, you know, this fucking idea is so fucking good that it's something that you really fucking got to do, whatever I said. And so after about 2 or 3 minutes, Jeff goes, hey, hold on. I want everybody on the call to know that Paul uses the F word quite a bit. But I would like you to imagine the way he uses it, that Michelangelo would be saying it. And I said, what a great compliment.
That's right.
So every time I use the F-bomb, somebody says to me, you don't use the F-bomb a lot, I tell them that freaking story.
Works for me.
Yeah, I love you two guys. I really appreciate this. I hope I've brought some value to your audience. I do want to talk to you both about the summit thing, okay? Because I am part of an AI company. I think I told Tellman, you don't know this, Harris. It's called Disruptive. We have a conversational AI technology that speaks in over 40 languages. We have 2 consumer products. We have a toy. It's called the 2XL. Hold on.
Hope it's not a sex toy.
I don't think it is.
There it is.
All right.
So it's a little robot. And
wait a minute. I have a question.
Go ahead.
It's called the 2XL.
Yep.
But it's a little robot.
Yeah.
Why is it called 2XL if it's small?
Because the company we're in business with, Mego, is a big toy company out of New York. They've been in the toy business forever. Created all the old action figures, you know, Ghostbusters.
I've heard of the company.
They had a robot in 1974 called the 2XL. It was about this big. And the guts of the robot back then was an 8-track cassette. So you could slide on 8-track cassette, different programs.
Okay.
They heard about our technology. There's actually a toy fair going on now in El Segundo that we're at. They heard about our technology that our Nathaniel Hunter, my partner, created. And they said, can we put that technology in this robot, this new version of the robot? We said, absolutely. So basically what can happen is you can ask this robot. And of course, I did the 3-second little signature meme when you turn the thing on, right? Okay. And so you can ask this robot. It's for kids 5 to 12. It's got all the guidelines. You can't ask it crazy questions.
Hold on. Can you turn it on right now?
It's not charged, bro.
Oh.
Sorry. And
can we do an interview with the robot?
I'll talk to Nathaniel about it. That would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Okay. I'll talk to Nathaniel today about that. Would be great.
That'd be great.
Okay. So we have the robot, and then we have this little other thing called the Deseo. It's a wearable. It does crazy stuff. We can talk about that some other time. and has the same technology. But so the robot, you can ask the robot any question you want. So let's say, hey, can you tell me a little bit about Tellman Knudsen? And it'll tell me about you. But if I ask in English, it'll tell me in English. Then if I say, can you tell me that in Swahili? It will tell you in Swahili.
Cool.
Can you tell me? So it's really amazing, right? So we have this AI technology that speaks in over 40 languages. But the cool thing that's going on with this technology and what we're trying to do in our world, or the personal discovery world, right, is they're making a bot out of me, a Paul bot, so that people can talk to me 24/7. Okay. As soon as it gets done, I'll send it to you guys. We're working on it right now. It's almost perfected, but it's me. It's me. And I know there's a lot of avatars out there and so forth and so on. But I believe that the technology we have and what we're doing is a lot cooler than all that stuff. So I'm going to, once the bot is finished, I'm going to go to all our folks, you guys, and whatever. If you guys want a bot built, we can talk about how we can build a bot for you.
Yeah, I definitely am. I'm definitely in the process of building the Tellman Android, so I'm down.
Yeah. Okay, good. And then the other last thing about the AI company is we have so we've taken all our technology that's in the robot, in the Deseo, and the stuff that we're doing, and we've created a platform called a Brain for Business, and it's all about AI, all our AI technology stitched together the way we do it, so we can go into businesses and help them use AI to expand their businesses. So that's kind of the other things we're doing. So getting back to the summit aspect of things, I'm going to do an AI summit, okay, with a bunch of really cool AI. Now I don't know how many AI summits come across your screen every day, but at least 50 come across mine. Okay. And there
are a lot of there are summits that happen, but there's currently an AI summit surge. That's absolutely true.
Right. And to be honest with you, some of them are good. Mind Valley did a really good one. Okay. Yep. All right. Except I didn't know anybody who the AI people have guessed that they had. But anyway.
Yeah, but they were serving a very particular. I saw that one go down, and they were serving a very particular market and very particular need in the marketplace.
Exactly.
Right?
Exactly. So ours would be around our Brain for Business. I've identified 12 people that I want on it. Okay, who have high outreach and so forth. But I originally thought about doing it, and here's an idea just to ask you guys. So the idea for me was, you do a summit with 12 speakers, you might do it over a week, if you will. Okay? I think we're going to do, thank you, Harris. I'm going to do it like Mind Valley did it, which is over a weekend. I think that's the way to do it.
And he says no too. What do you want to accomplish?
Yeah, because there are several models, right?
Right. So maybe what we can have is a conversation, since you guys are building this, offline, and I can talk to you a little bit about it. And there's a couple.
We're already, like an hour and a half.
It depends on what you want to accomplish.
And I can go through this whole thing with you. But it's a little more involved than the two-minute conversation. Then there's also a couple of other people that I'd like to introduce you to, who are already doing summits.
Cool.
A friend of mine, for instance, he has a summit called Wisdom for Life. You can go to wisdomforlife.life. His business is a summit business. He used to do 12 or 10 to 12 a year. He's now going to do 4 or 5. I'm on his big one is in January. It's called The Best Year of You. All right. And I'm one of the keynote speakers on that one. Okay. But he's got a very robust summit business, and I'm trying to help him streamline the summit business and really make it hum more than he's been doing it for years. But I told him about you. Okay. Oh, cool. So I think there would be a great conversation between you, his name is Eric, and to discuss what you guys are doing, because right now he's at a place where, geez, I wonder how I can do this differently, and different products and blah blah. And I'm giving him some really interesting ideas. But I also told him about you guys, because you're building a structure and a system, if you will, to do that. And everything's about a freaking system, as you well know, man.
That's right. Yeah, what we're actually doing, Paul, and we should talk about it later, and it may not make sense for you to get involved in, but in October, we're doing a virtual summit boot camp
for
people who want to launch virtual summits. And it may or it may not fit what you want to do, but if it does, we should chat. We should chat about whether or not that makes sense for you. But for our viewers, if you guys are watching and you're interested in building a big, responsive email list, SMS list, a list of fans and followers who want to buy your stuff, and you want to do it quickly, doing a virtual summit is the quickest, easiest, fastest, and most profitable mechanism that I've seen in 20 years to make it happen. It works like crazy. And it's one of the very, very few models that has been working solid for 2 decades straight and is bigger now than it's ever been. Everything else has kind of come and gone. Virtual summits haven't. And so if you're interested in building a brand new list for a new business or an existing business to sell either your existing products or services, or even if you don't have anything to sell, one of the beautiful parts about the model is that you're going to sell a ton of stuff for all of your expert speakers. So you don't even
have to. If you're interested in this, please send $100,000.
That's right.
There we go.
We have it. We finally have our first, and we'll do this. We'll do 2 boot camps with you for that. No,
that's right.
Send $100,000 to me. No, don't. Remember Suki sales.
For the right person, honestly, even what we teach, $100,000 would be worth it. You know what I mean? It's not that much, obviously, but not obviously, but anyway, it's not that much. But even for what it is, it's not cheap. It's to be in a boot camp that we're going to help hold you accountable, teach you a system that's profitable, builds a big list, and really, it's building it's building the beginnings of a business if that's what you want it to be. And if you've already got something set up like Paul does already, then it's a really great jump start for
it's huge.
That. And he'll own a list of people that are interested in AI.
Right now, and I've got a couple other ideas for a couple other summits, which again I want to talk to you guys. But aside from all that fact, so I'm going to speak directly to the audience now that's listening to this.
Please,
I want you all to know, okay, that these 2 guys are the real fucking deal, okay? These guys know what they're doing. They've been doing it for a long time. They're heart-centered. They care about you. So you want to work with people like that, okay? And what they're doing, they're innovative, they're creative, they're just amazing, okay? And I'm blessed to just call them my friends and be able to do business with them because they're in alignment. Their frequency is in alignment with what I do. And at the end of the day, all I care about as Paul Hoffman and Sculpting Your Life is whoever works with me is to make your life better, to give you the tools and strategies to make your life better and to up-level what you're doing in your life so you get out of your own way, because the biggest obstacle, ladies and gentlemen, if you don't believe it, then you're lying to yourself, is you.
That's right.
And once you get out of your own way, magic happens. But these 2 guys can help you create magic. I love you both, man. I really appreciate this.
Thanks.
Awesome. This has been great. Thank you so much, Paul.
Okay. All right.
Appreciate it.
So that's it. We are well over our hour. We're at an hour and 20 minutes.
Right. But we had fun. And Harris, let's reach out and talk about Warrior, and let's the 3 of us reach out and talk about this summit stuff offline. Okay.
Yeah. And, Paul, I just friended you on Facebook, so I guess we weren't Facebook friends.
Okay.
And then we can talk. We can set up a time to talk about that. That'll be great. And then
absolutely,
Tellman will reach out to you about talking about the
summits
stuff. Yeah.
And I appreciate all your wisdom and insights and giving me some really good ideas.
I'm glad to see that you have a full funnel, front end, back end, all of that. It's really just a matter of probably juggling some things around. I mean, you didn't say, hey, I've got a problem. It sounds like if you're in good with ClickBank, it sounds like something good's happening over there. But I think you could double with some of the things we talked about. Absolutely, and I appreciate that. And I'll talk to Nathaniel about doing an interview with 2XL. No, that'll be great. The first question Tellman can ask is, why are you 2XL if you're so small? Yeah, I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you, it'll be hilarious. I'm going to talk to Nathaniel today about that. Anyway, I appreciate you both very, very much. The magician, the hypnotist, and the personal discovery architect. That's right. Architect. All right. Awesome. And all I have to say to you all is, boom, boom. Boom, boom. That's right. Awesome. Thank you, Paul. All right, guys, if you want to find out about the boot camp, type boot camp into the comments and shoot us a DM, and we'll chat about it. Namaste, motherfuckers.
All right.
All right, guys.
Much love.
Toodaloo.
Oh, now is the part of